Welcome back, everyone. We're diving into some pretty intense stuff today. Psalm 109,
Yeah, this one's a bit of a whirlwind. It's really powerful though.
definitely. And a listener actually sent this psalm in. Really resonated with them, apparently.
Hmm. I can see why. It's raw, it's emotional, it's kind of a plea to God, isn't it?
It is, yeah. It's like this desperate cry for help, like divine intervention almost,
Yeah.
against all these, I don't know, enemies, I guess you could say.
Yeah, enemies, people who've done them wrong. It really makes you think, like what can we learn from this? This is what, like 3,000 years old or something, right?
Something like that, yeah. And yet it still speaks to people today.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I think that's what's so fascinating about the Psalms.
For sure. So let's dive into this emotional roller coaster, shall we?
Let's do it.
Okay, so right off the bat, like verse 1, bam, you're hit with this feeling of intense, I don't know, anguish.
Yeah. Yeah, anguish, betrayal. It's like whoever wrote this, the psalmist, was really going through it, like seriously hurting.
Big time.
Yeah.
And it just keeps going. Like
Man.
verses 2 through 5, it's all about being lied about, attacked, even though they've been good, been kind.
Yeah. Yeah, it's that feeling of being completely misunderstood, you know?
Yeah.
Like you've been totally wronged.
Totally. It's rough.
It is. And it's important to remember here, these kinds of psalms, they're called imprecatory psalms.
Imprecatory.
Yeah, it's a mouthful. Basically means they're calling for God's judgment on their enemies.
Oh, I see. Okay.
Yeah, and I can see how that might be a little jarring for some people today, like calling for someone to be punished.
Definitely. It's intense. So how do we make sense of that? Like, how does that fit with a God who's supposed to be all about love?
Right. Well, I think it comes down to understanding the psalmist's faith. Like even in all this pain, they never lose sight of God.
You're right. Yeah. It's like, God, I need you. You're my shield, my protector.
Exactly. Verse 21, it says, "But you, Lord, are a shield around me in my glory, the one who lifts my head high." Beautiful, isn't it?
It is. It's like,
Yeah.
amidst all this chaos, there's still this unshakable trust in God.
Exactly. And that's the key. It's not about revenge. It's about trusting God to be the judge, the one who sets things right.
Right. Right. So it's more about, God, I'm hurting. I trust you to make things right.
Precisely.
Hmm. Powerful stuff.
Yeah.
So I guess the big question is, what can we take from this today? Like 3,000 years later, what's the takeaway for us?
I think it's about how we approach God in our own struggles. Like, the psalm shows us it's okay to be honest with God. Pour your heart out.
Be real
Exactly. Tell him your pain, your need for justice, for protection.
and ultimately trust him to work things out.
Exactly. Even if we don't understand the situation, even if it feels unfair.
It's like that saying, let go and let God.
Yeah, something like that.
It's a good reminder that no matter how much negativity is around us, prayer can be a source of strength.
Absolutely. It's a way to find solace, to connect with something bigger than ourselves.
So true. And it reminds us that we're not alone in our struggles.
Right. God is there, listening, even when it feels like no one else is.
Yeah. And I think that's the biggest takeaway for me anyway. This psalm, it's this powerful reminder of the power of prayer. Like even in the face of such deep pain, there's still hope. There's still faith.
It's a timeless message, really.
It is.
And one that I think we could all use a reminder of every now and then.
Totally agree. Well, everyone listening, we're about out of time, but I wanted to leave you with something to think about.
Always a good idea.
The next time you're going through something difficult, something that feels unfair, maybe even hopeless, remember this psalm. Remember the psalmist's honesty, their pain, but also their unwavering faith.
And ask yourself, can you find that same strength? Can you turn to God, lay it all out, and trust that he's got you, even when you don't understand?
That's all for today, folks. Until next time, take care and keep searching.
God bless.